My expectations for him are going to be that he's going to be relatively decent, not spectacular, but not porous. The reason why I think he's going to be relatively decent is because he's going to have a myriad of opportunities, because I don't expect much from Tampa's offense with Jameis Winston running the show. Because I'm just lost. I'm sorry to say that, but I've given up on Jameis Winston. I think that he's too haphazard. For every good game that he has, he's almost sure to show up the next week and have a subpar outing. He's not devoid of ability, but he is devoid of consistency, and that's my issue with Jameis Winston. And when you look at Tampa, obviously with Todd Bowles, who played for Bruce Arians when he was the coach at Temple, for crying out loud. And obviously Todd Bowles has been a defensive coordinator, then becoming the head coach with the New York Jets. Now he's a defensive coordinator in Tampa under his old college coach. We get that. And Tampa Bay's defense has been relatively decent. They're 6th against the run. They're 8th in total yards allowed. So the defense is respectable. They've got 4 sacks on the season. This kid was Shaquille Barrett, I think his name is. He's got all 4 sacks for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But they are going to come after Daniel Jones for exactly the reason that you just highlighted, Max. If you can get your hands on him, you can force him to give up the ball. He has a problem holding on to the football. And we all know that anytime a defense senses that, that's like blood in shark-infested waters. They're coming. And I think Tampa's going to come, and they're going to look to take chances and take the football away from him. I think they will succeed in some respects. I think others, they'll get burned by him, because he does have the ability to move with the football and to throw the football. So he'll have good moments, he'll have bad moments, but I think overall it will be an average performance, because he'll have ample opportunity to be on the field showcasing what he can do, because I don't believe that Tampa's offense is going to deny the Giants that opportunity, because they're not going to be able to generate much themselves. And as a result, Daniel Jones is going to see the football field a lot.
Listen, my expectation for Daniel Jones, from a team perspective, I don't expect much, because they're so deficient on the defensive side of the football. I don't think the win-loss record will really be that significant switching from Eli Manning to Daniel Jones. What I will say, as far as a quarterback, he's going to add different dimensions to that position. Remember, like Ben McAdoo, when we last saw him, one of the reasons why he made a switch is because he wanted a quarterback who was mobile and able to do things within his offense. Pat Shermer feels the same way. He wants a quarterback that can move in the pocket, move outside the pocket, and push the ball down the field. Remember, Odell Beckham Jr., that was really one of his big gripes about Eli Manning, was the fact that he felt like his skill set wasn't being utilized because Eli Manning couldn't push the ball down the field. So enter in Daniel Jones, a guy we saw in the preseason, although it be the preseason, we saw what he could do pushing the ball down the field. And if you're the New York Football Giants, that has to excite you, especially when they start getting some of these wide receivers back from injury and suspension.
And, by the way, I think the offense, if we're just talking about offense, it'll get a big boost, because people don't realize how bad Eli's been. Like, Eli, it's not just can't push the ball down the field. They really don't have the receivers to go get it, except for Ingram right now anyway. But it's also, he can't get the ball to Saquon Barkley 5 yards away without Saquon having to come back to the ball, and the defense is on him. Look, the Giants' O-line, here's the shocking thing. Well, I mean, they've invested a lot of resources. Giants' O-line has been very solid so far this year. They've been pretty good. The Zeitler trade, and they signed Nate Solder a couple years, before last year, and Will Hernandez coming along. Like, the line's been pretty good. How long has it been since the Giants can say that? So behind a decent offensive line, with Saquon Barkley and a quarterback who can actually not only push the ball down the field, run, but also get it to his running back 5 yards away accurately, I'm expecting a big boost offensively. But I'm also expecting turnovers, and the defense has been bad. Defense can't pressure anyone, can't cover anyone. The Giants ain't going to win many games, but the offense should get better.
Yeah, but the thing about it is we're not talking about whether or not the Giants are going to win games, and we're really not talking about their defense. We're talking about Daniel Jones. And if you're going to talk about Daniel Jones, then you have to talk about the opposing defense that he's going to have to face. They've thrown away their Tampa 2. Now you've got a 3-4 defense led by Bowles, who's looking for edge rushers. He's looking to pressure the quarterback and blitz more than ever before. Well, if you are a rookie and people are questioning your ability to hold on to the football, basically they're craving even more to get their hands on you because they don't think it's going to take much to create turnovers. If you're Tampa, who gave up 29 points per game last season, this is what you're looking to make happen for yourself. So I think that they're going to go all out. You're going to see Todd Bowles blitzing from every angle imaginable. They're going to dial up the pressure, and they're going to challenge a guy like Jones to Daniel Jones to come along and beat them. And I think they're going to be willing to take their chances because of the Giants' defense. If you're Tampa and you believe the defense is a suspect, as you and Damian, Max, just highlighted, then you've got to believe you got an opportunity to put up some points. And then on the other side of it, that's going to let you allow you to be even more risque when it comes to dialing up the pressure to see what this young kid can visualize and what he can ultimately do. So he's going to be tested. I think that Tampa will open itself up to getting burned on a couple of occasions.
Yep.
But I also think it's almost like the equivalent of a boxer. Well, if I know that your power is suspect, but I'm the one with knockout power, then I might be willing to take one to give you one. And I think that's the philosophy that Tampa is going to employ this weekend. We'll see if it
If
works.
he can hold on to the ball, that's a big win. If Daniel Jones has 0 turnovers, that's huge.
Well, I think, listen, they're going to blitz him because he's young, okay? This is his first starting experience in the regular season. I mean, you ask any defensive coordinator, hell yeah, I'm going to bring the house to see if you can handle it. But I'm just saying the dimension of being able to move in the pocket, that is huge because, listen, all these other defensive coordinators, they know where Eli was going to be every single pass play. He's going to be in one spot, and you just go get him. Now, at least with a young guy who's able to move, you can do some things around that.
Yeah, by the way, I'm not even talking about interceptions. It's okay, a young quarterback, throw some interceptions. Let me see you try and make something happen every now and then. That's an okay mistake to make. I'm talking about the fumbles. I'm talking about fumbling the ball when it's like, what? They didn't even do anything hardly to create that fumble.
I'm thinking strip sacks.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.